Hello, welcome back to Justin Talks Villa Live. I am all over the place as usual. Excuse me. Oh my God, what's going on here? How are we all? Are we all doing okay? Can't even hear me over that. I've put the thing on too much. I haven't got the right camera on. We're all over the shop. We haven't got the right background on. This is an absolute nightmare start to this show. How are we all doing? Are we all doing okay? It's great to see you all in the chat, banging away already. We have got a lot to get through tonight. It is going to be a great show. Hope you're all doing well. So, let's get into it. Right, tonight. Who's in the building? Who's in the building? Let's have a look who's in the building tonight. We got David was first in today. Fantastic, David. Nice to see you back. I think I got my thing up too much. Robert is in the building. Good evening, David and fellow villains. Great. Julie, nice to see you back, Julie. Hope you had a nice holiday. Dave is here. Angelina LaFlangelina's in the building as well. Sean in the building. Tony is in the building. Who else is in the building? Crikey, everyone's here. Gray, hello, Gray. Who else we got? Kevin, evening all this way from Home Mentality Big Club. Yes, we'll get into that, my old China. Paul, good evening. Bucky, good lad. Buckster is in the building. Right. What we're going to talk about tonight. First thing we're going to talk about tonight is this. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Unai. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the Don of Aston Villa. Super Unai Emery, 54 today. What an absolute legend of a man he is. I wanted to pay tribute to him. I hope he's having a lovely paella somewhere and a nice glass of red and enjoying his evening because he works damn hard. So I think he's allowed a night off, or I bet you he's not having a night off. I bet you any money in the world he's probably at Bodymore. What's he there? He's normally there to about 8:30 apparently. So he's probably still there, going over a few last-minute bits and bobs. Right. Discussion points tonight. Ollie. We're going to talk Ollie. I love Ollie. I think he's been brilliant for Villa. He's having a bit of a nightmare this season. Why? What's your thoughts behind it? Why isn't he firing this season? What do we think? I know the first 4 games, we barely had a shot on target. That wasn't his fault. That was everybody else that was just a nightmare. The whole team had a nightmare, didn't they, first 4 games. And then since then, we've played some harder games against tougher opposition, but he's still firing blanks. What is going on with Ollie? Evan Guessand. I've got on record saying I like Evan, but he's another one who's just not doing it at the moment. My question about Evan Guessand is, why is he being trusted? And we're being told that Elliott is not ready and is an English player who's played in the Premier League. I'm just struggling with that one a little bit. Liverpool game, what do we think? I didn't think it was that bad. Big moments went against us. If you've seen my match review, you'll see that. Big moments didn't go. Could have easily been 1-0 up. Then a howler from Emmy and a deflection kills us. That's my thoughts. Youri back in training this week. Does he get back in when he's fully fit? Is he just shoehorned straight back in next to Kamara? What do we think? Would you sign? Do we need a striker in January? This about ties in with the Ollie Watkins chat. Do we need a striker in January? The quiz is back. We've got a prize, really good prize, this one. Okay. Nobody remembers second. Okay. It's a really nice book, this, and it is signed, because I went and met him, by Ron Atkinson. Okay. Great book. Great book. This is Aston Villa from 1989 to 1993. Those years were where I fell in love with Aston Villa. Those players, those years, Dean Saunders, Paul McGrath, David Platt, Ron Atkinson, and Graham Taylor. That era is my era. That's where it started for me. That is where this love affair began. Fantastic book. I mean, look at the back. Look at the picture on the back. San Siro, Inter Milan. What memories. What memories. So you can win that book if you get the quiz right. I've also got, if I keep... Oh, do you know what I mean? I'm all over the place here. I have got another little quiz, but this is for you lot in the comments section. Okay? We have got calls coming in, but I'm just got to get through all this first before we go. Julie, what is it? Julie's birthday? Somebody tell me if it's Julie's birthday. Can someone tell me if it's Julie's birthday? Someone's saying it's Julie's birthday. Tell me in the things. Right, yeah, Ange or Rob. Ange, I think it's your turn tonight. We're starting something else tonight. So we're doing Aston Villa's Mount Rushmore, okay? Aston Villa's Mount Rushmore. So this is what you've got to vote for in the comment section. Ange, if you're on tonight, can you start amalgamating the votes, please, Ange? So first vote for Villa's Mount Rushmore. You obviously know what Mount Rushmore is. It is the thing in America where they've got 4 ex-presidents on, the best 4 ex-presidents that they class as all time. So we need the 4 most iconic Villa people. Doesn't have to be a player. It can be anything. Anybody. Okay, so who goes on Aston Villa's Mount Rushmore? Get voting. Ange Lafange, please, can you? So it can be an owner. It can be McGregor, it can be a player, it can be anybody. Okay, I need to get this connected because I'm having missed calls all over the place here. Oh my God, what's going on? Right, I apologise to whoever that was trying to phone me. I've connected now, so if you want to phone back, you can. I am connected now. So we've got that. We've got another little quiz. Ange, are you on? Ange, are you in? Ange, are you in? Hello. Hold on a minute. Let's get you into the... Hello,
Steve from Panic.
All right, Steve. How are you, mate?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm all right, kid. How are you? Sorry, good. I'm all the fluster tonight. 8 minutes in. I feel like I haven't even got through half the stuff I wanted to say. Okay, right. Angie's in. Angie's all over it. Right. I'm going to put this question to you first. I've just put it on the screen. I don't know whether you're watching on the screen. Aston Villa's Mount Rushmore. Okay. So the 4 most important people of Aston Villa's 150-year history. If you had to put, so we're going to vote over the next 4 weeks. So you've got 4 chances. Who's the first person who is the most important person in Aston Villa's history that comes to your mind right now? Go.
Prince William.
Prince William. I like it. Prince William. And we've got to vote for Prince William. Okay, Steve. Sorry, mate. What do you want to talk about, son? We've got a lot of topics tonight.
I've seen your topics, but at first I wanted to, not that he's going to be listening, but I'd like to apologise to Matty Cash. So I've been one that has bashed him over the course of his period with the club. And in some respects, I think it's the criticism is due, but I've got to give him his credit. This season he's been our best player, in my opinion. And I think, I'm the first to jump on his back when he's not performing or costing us through mistakes. But I think this season he's really turned the corner. And yeah, credit to Mr. Cash and Unai, because clearly he seems a changed man.
You know what, mate? I've got no problem with people criticising the player. I think that's football, and that's what we're all here to do. My issue has always been and always will be the way that some people do it. I think it gets personal, and there's no need for that. But we can all absolutely say, you know what, they're not doing it. And tonight we're going to talk about Ollie Watkins if you want to. He's just not doing it, and there's many factors. I've got an episode coming out hopefully the next couple of days where I've really deep dived into Villa's statistic this season, because I didn't just want to throw out something to say Ollie Watkins is not doing it because he's rubbish. That's not true. He's got a great track record. His goals and assists over the last few years have been brilliant, but there is a lot of statistical data that is very interesting. But the Matty Cash thing, totally get it. A lot of people they don't like it. They don't think he adds. He's not the best right back in the world, but I don't think he is. But weirdly, this season, it's almost like everything that's gone before, the 3 seasons that have gone before, something's just clicked. Now, I think Emery mentioned his maturity the other day, and I think possibly he's grown into this role, that all this coaching and all the meetings and everything, and I think they have tweaked it a bit this year. I think I highlighted it on one of the videos last week. I don't know if you saw that. The right back and the left back are seeming to have a bit more freedom going forward. Is that what you're sort of seeing on the pitch?
Yeah, I'd agree. And I think it's not, like, my perspective with Cash, again, I'm with you. Never nothing personal with it.
Yeah.
I've just always thought we've outgrown Cash, and we need somebody.
He's got to that level,
better.
And that's it now. We could do with someone that will kick us on.
Yes, correct. Now, however, I think, obviously, look, everybody makes mistakes. We're human beings, whether you're a footballer or whatever you do as your job. We all make mistakes. It's human nature. But, and look, don't get me wrong, there's been some poor mistakes from Cash. But I think even little things like, rather than going backwards with that pass, he's always trying to go forward first.
Yeah.
Whereas I think previously, if it was blocked off, he'd just go, right, I'm just going to go back because that's my default. Where his first thought is, I'm going forward. Okay, I can't do that. If he can't, then it's sideways, and then backwards, which I think is just a little subtle tweak. But I think that's just, and I think confidence is just, he must
huge.
Just feel like, this is it. I'm just going to go for it. And look, I'm sure he doesn't see the criticism, but I'm sure he's probably thinking, well, I can't have, some of the fans criticise me anyway, so it is what it is.
Do you know something that made me really? The confidence thing's huge, and I totally get that. That shot he had against Liverpool at the weekend, he's literally took two free touches. He looked up and he thought, "I'm having a go here," and I'm convinced that was a shot. I know it took a deflection, but 100% he had a shot there. Now, Matty Cash, of any other season at Villa, doesn't shoot from there, but he's having this
100%.
He's having this, like, I don't know what it is. It's like this mentality shift that, you know what, I'm in a good position here. I'm going to have a go. I'm having a pop here. I've got a good shot. And a couple of these they've rolled a couple of short, I think there was one in the second half as well, wasn't there? Where they rolled a ball to him 5 yards and he had a shot from about 35. It went wide, but he's obviously got a good strike on him. We've seen that, 2 fantastic goals this season he scored, and that pass obviously at Spurs. And as Weston has just said here, criticising players is fine. It's part of the game, always have been. And that's fine. We can criticise players without getting personal. That's always been my stance. Don't get personal. Don't get nasty. Just say, you know what, and my other thing that I will die on this hill is, do not criticise players during the game. I would never do that. You can if you want. Other people can if they want. I don't think that doesn't help anybody in the 90 minutes. When it's finished and you're going home and you go, you know what, I thought he was terrible today. Nowhere near as good as he. That's fine, but don't get personal and don't do it in the 90 minutes. That's just my feeling anyway.
I agree, because only criticising them during the game is only going to be a negative effect, isn't it?
Well, you're hurting the team, and you're hurting the atmosphere, and we've all been in the ground where you've got some Burke behind you swearing and shouting, and you're like, "What? Who's that helping? Who's that helping?"
Yeah.
Anyway, right. Where do you stand on Evan Guessand and Harvey Elliott? I've been thinking about this all day today. You've got Evan Guessand, who's come from a different league, and he's adapting to the Premier League. He's never played under Unai Emery before, who's seemingly getting lots and lots of minutes. And then you've got Harvey Elliott, who's played in England all of his career, he had a brilliant summer for 21s. He come to play in this role, and he's been seemingly left out because he's not adapting. Does it make any sense to you? This is not me. This is not me. Having a go at Unai Emery by any stretch. There's obviously reasoning behind it. I just find it strange that Guessand's getting the minutes he is when there's no output. I think he had 5 touches of the ball against Liverpool and only 1 completed pass. Surely Harvey Elliott can do better than that.
Well, yeah, I'm with you, and I think you hit the nail on the head, really. It doesn't make sense. I know he wasn't playing every week, but he's just won the league in a league-winning team. So he's no forward. He's not a 16-year-old kid. I can only assume it must be a financial, or maybe Unai thinks actually it was a bit of a panic. We don't really see him as the future, and because there's a clause in his after 10 appearances, we've got an obligation to buy, whether that's true or not.
Yeah, the problem is the longer it goes where he doesn't get minutes, and the closer we get to January, the more that I don't know, the more that thought process is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'd like to think that's not true, because I don't believe they sign anybody without properly going over it. I mean, I don't know whether you heard the Vidagani interview with Daz Hale on WM, fantastic. And he basically said that there's a massively long process that they go into before anybody comes in, and Unai gets the final say. So he wouldn't have signed without Unai saying, yeah, I fancy him. So to have it turned on its head almost immediately in saying, I don't know, it would seem quite extreme that he's had a few training sessions and he's suddenly decided he's not for him. I don't know.
It is a weird dynamic, because surely by now he's adjusted to the way we play within training, etc. They work on these things every day, and like you say, it's no different to Guessand. I think Guessand will be a cracking buy and a cracking player, but he's going to take a lot more time. And if anything, in my opinion, he will take more time to adjust than Harvey Elliott.
That's what I mean. But surely it should be the other way around. If anything, Guessand should be the one that's sort of acclimatising and maybe even playing 1 or 2 sort of 21 games just to get used to, I don't know, whatever he's got to get used to. It's a real head
That's why I can only assume it's because of that. Well, not because of that clause, but that's a huge sort of stumbling block, especially if he's thinking for whatever reason he doesn't see him as the bigger picture or part of the bigger plan. Then the view might be to sort of let him go back in January and try and reinvest potentially. But I don't know. Yeah, look, we can speculate all night long, can't we? Only Unai really knows the answer.
Yeah, it is.
And look, as much as it doesn't make sense, we've grown to trust Unai, haven't we? And
absolutely, I'm not going to definitely not. I just thought it was an interesting talking point to say, you know what, wonder why that is. Wonder why he's just seemingly, he seems to be fit. He's fully fit, but I don't know. Next question: once fully fit, does Youri get straight back into the double pivot?
As much as he was our top performer and our best player last season without a shadow of a doubt. I think you've got to come back in and earn your place. For me, the last few games, I think the midfield's been really, really solid, and it'd be unfair on Onana to just potentially drop him, because if you're picking your best 2 for a final, then you'd pick Tielemans and Kamara, in my opinion, as your double pivot. But I think Onana's been superb over the last few games.
Yeah.
And as much as I've criticised him a little bit this season, not himself or his performances, more of his injury proneness, let's say, especially because of his price tag. You automatically think, well, we've paid big money for him, and he's injured every 4 or 5 games for a couple of weeks. But credit to him, since he's come back, for me, he's been immense.
Yeah. No, he has. He's done really, really well.
But on the Watkins piece as well, mate. I think a lot of that is, like, let's be honest. I think we've touched on it before on the show that literally the way the world is with football today, everybody's up for sale. And I think there's a lot of uncertainty, even with Watkins in the window. And now that's shut, I just think he's really struggled for confidence, because we all know how much of a good player he is. And yes, he misses chances, but I think unless you've got Haaland of the world that scores 9 out of 10 chances, every striker's the same, really. If we watch some of these top strikers in the Premier League week in, week out, other than your Haalands, that I think they miss as many chances as Watkins. He's got proven ability. He works hard. I just think his confidence and something's not clicking at the moment. But again, he only needs a good few games and a couple of goals like Matty Cash, and before you know it, he'll be on top of the world again.
Yeah, I think you make some excellent points, and I totally agree with all of them, to be honest. I think that's always been my point with the I'm not going to say the Watkins haters, but the ones that are sort of happy for him to move on. And yeah, if you offered me, like you say, Erling Haaland, say, right, we can, Ollie can go and we'll get Haaland's platform, I'd guess happy days. I love you, Ollie, but, Haaland's a better striker. But the reality is, who could we get, especially financially wise, who would improve on I'm sure there is players out there that you could bring in and would do as well, if not better. And I'm sure there's one or two, players that we've never heard of that you could have a bit of a pump on. I'd never heard of Benteke before he come to Villa, and he was great. So there is players out there that, you can find them. But I just think there's not an obvious bloke out there to say, yeah, let's bring him in because, he'll oust Ollie. But I do think one of the things that I think would help him potentially is getting another striker in January. I think that competition he needs.
But I think we need that anyway, mate. I think
Marlon's not the answer up top, is he? I like Marlon, and he's got this little. What I like is he's got these like snap finishes where he'll just take a touch and hit it, and I like that in a forward. But he's not a natural centre forward. I don't think he can't do what Ollie can do, and that's ultimately why Ollie's very difficult to replace because of his all-round game.
I agree. I did like as well quickly that game where he played Watkins and Marlon. I just thought it was a bit of a surprise, and it gives us a bit of a different dynamic. And I thought, you know what, this, I like this. But I'm not saying play every week, but I'm saying like, especially at home, we should be looking to that a little bit more often. Even if we do bring a striker in January, I think sometimes changing it a little bit, will definitely help sometimes.
I don't see what we can do to change it up, because I think Guessand and Watkins probably need to be left out Thursday, and we need to go. So it will probably have to be Marlon up top, and then I would, I'd play Elliott or I'd play Sancho, or I think hopefully Buendía's fit again, because I think that it wasn't that bad. So we have got options, but not a natural forward. Right, do you want to have a go at the quiz, mate?
Go on then. Toughest
one.
Good
book. It's a good book. Yes, you know the rules. Toughest one first. Okay.
That's the thing. You can ring up last, but you might not get your opportunity then, might you?
This is the clever nature of this. Is always thinking, you see. Up here for thinking, down there for dancing, mate. Right, first clue. 140 games for Villa.
140 games?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to just throw it out there and go Gareth Southgate.
No. It's a good guess, but it's not right, as they said on, what was that, Countdown? No, catchphrase. Was it? Yes, catchphrase, that wasn't it?
Yeah, catchphrase, yeah.
It's I will say it's a difficult one tonight. I brought it back and I thought, you know what, we're going to have a difficult one tonight. But Steve, thanks for phoning up, mate.
No worries, mate. All the best.
Speak to you soon. Up the
Take
Villa.
It easy. Up the Villa. Ta-ra.
Okay, phone line is free. Ange, are we getting plenty of votes in for our Mount Rushmore? Are we getting some plenty of votes in for our Mount Rushmore? Right, who have we got here? Let me just bring you into the studio. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
It's Dave.
All right, Dave. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Is that your picture on your WhatsApp?
Yeah. You've seen it then.
I've seen it, Dave. You can't get away from it now.
Yeah, because you mentioned, didn't you? When what was it? I was racking my brains to come up with one myself, but you know
the underrated 11.
underrated 11. I couldn't think, to be honest.
I got another episode.
Because I thought if I'm rating them, then someone else might rate them. You know what I mean? So
it's a personal thing. That's why I thought it was an interesting one to know, to be honest.
That's it. Yeah,
bit interesting.
So I thought I'd send the picture. It's weird because I was walking through town on the floozy on the jacuzzi, or whatever it's called.
The floozy in the jacuzzi.
And that's the one. And he just walked past me, and I thought, hang on, is that Carlos Squire?
Am I allowed to show this on the screen?
You must have thought I was a. Of course you can, yeah, no problem. And he must have thought I was stalking him because I chased him.
Carlos Quella,
but he was absolutely such a gentleman.
Yeah,
there he is.
I did meet him 1 or 2 times, to be fair, at Villa, and he always seemed to be a nice guy, to be fair.
Yeah, very nice. Took the time out, to talk to me and weren't phased,
Yeah, lovely guy, lovely guy. So, do you want to? What do you want to talk about, mate?
Just some of the questions you wanted us to answer.
Where do you want to start? We got Ollie
Watkins.
Evan. Yeah, Ollie, go on then.
For me, if he didn't have his hold-up play and you could bring players into the game, then we'd all be turning around saying, get rid of him. Do you know what I mean? Because he doesn't score the goals because, his position suggests he should. But because of the other things he brings to the team, I'd say keep him, but get a striker in January.
Yeah.
So if he isn't scoring the goals, you can bring him off, bring a sub on. He scores the goals, but he still does his job. We'll play them together.
Can you think of someone off the top of your head who's realistic, who you could bring in though? That's what
I heard. I don't know if it's true, but Hendrick, who was Real Madrid, a teenager.
Oh yeah,
he's supposed to be available for loan.
Oh, is he a natural centre?
And he's
forward,
got a bit of pace as well.
Is he more of a 10?
Yeah. He's a striker, I think. Yeah.
Oh, right. In the comments, who's a realistic option? Because I can't. Somebody's saying
someone's saying Tony.
Yeah.
Ivan Tony. I'll probably take him.
Yeah,
if his wages weren't too low.
It's the money in it. He said, I've done a lot of research on Ollie Watkins today, and I am going to play a little bit of devil's advocate. This is not me holding him out to dry, by the way. But if you look at sort of, and I hate to say it, he's where's my statistic here? His XG per shot is 0.07, which is absolutely woeful.
Yes.
I mean, it is. It's terrible.
Who's this?
Ollie Watkins this season.
Oh, bloody hell. No.
10 games played.
That's not good, is it?
It's not. And I don't know where you go from there, to be honest, because
facts don't lie, do they?
10 games, he's played 789 minutes, and his goals are 0.11 per 90. That's 1 goal every 8 games. So he's compared to Villa. So Villa's average goals per 90 is 0.90 XG. Watkins is 0.11. So when Watkins gets chances, he's got better quality of chance than Villa are actually creating, and he's not scoring them.
Crazy.
So he's only having 1.6 shots per game, which is very low for a striker. And he's only having 0.34 on target. So he's only hitting the target once every 3 games.
No, that's
and he's got a 7%. So shots to goals ratio 7%. It's really poor reading, but there is mitigating circumstances to it.
But like you said, I mean, does the hold-up play and the bringing people into play get written down as stats? I mean, it's just an eye test, isn't it? You see that and you go, well, he's doing something.
Look, the eye test, I think, is very underrated in the modern game because everybody's stat-driven now, and we know that. And there is a place for both.
It's all numbers, isn't it? Yeah,
but the reality is we're not scoring enough goals, and our outlet should be Ollie Watkins, and he's not for whatever reason.
Someone said play Marlon. But you'd have to sort of change your game a little bit because he's not tall and he's not good in the air. You'll have to put it on the floor instead of over the top.
Yeah, well,
maybe into feet.
I quite
maybe.
like the idea of Guessand up top, but the issue with
Yeah.
playing Guessand up top, who has played there in his career, that he only really sparked to life, and what brought him into Villa was when he started playing off the right in that sort of half space, and that's where Villa see him. That's why they brought him in. So to sort of
He started out as a winger, didn't he?
He started out as a forward, I think, and then he got converted on loan to this half space winger, which is where we were trying to play him, and that's where he sort of came to Villa's sort of. That's where they looked at him. So I think to shoehorn him in up front, I don't think he's going to do it. So Marlon is the only option, but I think you'd have to probably maybe play like a Rodgers off him, who's got that physicality, who I did think played really well in the 10, to be honest.
And my thing about Elliott as well, I mean, like you alluded to earlier, it's Guessand hasn't really been pulling up trees in an attacking sense.
No.
But he's good at dropping back and helping out with the defence and stuff. But doesn't that leave you light in that area going forward as well if he's got to drop back every time?
Well, I think what's interesting,
I don't know.
Maybe the Emi Buendia renaissance has put the spanner in the works a little bit, because I think they basically brought Elliott in to play in the 10, and we know that I think that the book, if you read the Guillaume Balaguer book, it basically states that they brought Morgan Rodgers in to play off the left. That was their whole plan.
Yeah.
But obviously, because he's playing so well for England in the 10, and I'd like to see him in the 10 for Villa, that gives Elliott even less of a chance of playing, because Emery's now on record of saying he wants to play him in the 10. So you've now got Emi Buendia, who's playing really well, who's not got a long-term injury, and now you've also got Rodgers, who played there the weekend, who did really well.
I mean,
so where does he play him?
I just think that if you're going to play Guessand time after time, you can put Elliott in, even off the bench,
Well, yeah, at least have him on the bench.
Get him work up to it.
Yeah, I mean, surely if he's not on, he's got to be at least in the squad on Thursday. He has to.
Well, if he comes on and scores a couple of goals, you know what I mean?
Like they all do, they all need a bit of confidence, don't they?
You know what I mean, like? Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you want to have a go at the quiz, mate?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Then. Right, you've got the second clue, which is, as you know, not that easy, to be honest. So 140 games, and he scored 4 goals in 140 games. That might give you a bit of a clue to where he played.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And think you got to think.
Was it Richard Dunn?
No, you got to think a little bit outside the box here.
Oh, that's why I said Richard Dunn.
Yeah, no, it's a good shout.
He was outside the box.
Yeah, he was never inside the bloody box.
Oh, okay, bloody hell,
thanks for phoning, mate.
Nice one. Cheers, Justin.
Have a good one, buddy. Up the Villa. Right. I've got another little thing. Anybody want to have a go at this in the comment section? What Villa player is this? First to get it. There's no prize. Who can get that? This is their career. Started at Villa, Chelsea, Leeds, Torino, Derby, Stoke. Who can get it first? The phone line is free as well. Who gets it first? First person to get it goes on screen. Anybody get it? Keep thinking. Started at Villa, went to Chelsea, Leeds, Torino, Derby, finished at Stoke. Anybody got any idea there? Phone line is free if anybody wants to call in. Ange, how are we doing on the Mount Rushmore? Anybody stand out? I'll give you my vote, Ange, while we're here. I am going to go for William McGregor, because I think he has to be on Mount Rushmore. We've got one of the old favourites ringing in now. Has to be. Hello.
Hello, Justin.
Steve is in the building. How are you, Steve?
How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good.
How's life treating you?
It's okay, apart from the fact I was on the phone for an hour to Sky today to try and sort out my bill.
Right, sorry, mate. We've got a winner on the on one. Someone's put Dorito. I presume they meant Dorigo. It's just a bit of a joke. Yes, it is Tony Dorigo. Would you have got that, Steve, from his career?
What's that for?
So he's
What's that, mate?
Basically, I've put on the screen from Wikipedia.
Oh, I see. I'm looking at it.
Yes.
I'm looking at it. Yes.
Do you know who that would have been? I've just
No
told you.
no idea.
So Tony Dorigo started at Villa, went to Chelsea, then Leeds, then Torino, Derby, finished at Stoke. I've got 3 of them to do, so I'll do another one in a minute. Right, Steve, let's get your Mount Rushmore voting so Ange can vote you down. Who did you hear this at the start? I don't know whether you heard me.
Yes, I did. I've been listening from the start.
Good lad. Big mark for you, Steve-O. Right. Who is one of your Mount Rushmores? One of the 4 most important people in Aston Villa's history.
Well, unfortunately, Justin, I'm going to be greedy and I'm going to go for 2.
Well, go for 1 this week, and then we'll go for another one next week because we've got 4 weeks to do this. At least let me stretch it out a little bit.
Okay. The only reason I was going to say 2 is because I was going to pick our current owners. But if you want one, I'll go for Nassif.
Nassif Sawiris. Okay.
Yes.
And put Nassif Sawiris in. And if you really want to phone back next week and give me Wes Edens, you can if you want. I've gone for William.
That would be the other one.
I've gone for William McGregor. I think he's got to be number 1 first on there personally. But it's anybody's. Angie's on it. Thank you, Ange.
But you know where I feel what's going to happen this season at the end of it. So
yes,
these owners, what they're doing for us.
Yeah.
Trust the process, Justin. Trust the process.
The process, Steve. I trust you and I trust the process, Steve. I did at the start. I didn't panic after the first 4 games, and I'm not going to panic now. What did you think of the Liverpool game?
We let an opportunity slip.
Yeah. Didn't
we? We should have done a lot better considering the form of them and the form of us. I was disappointed basically in the way it all panned out.
I think conceding that goal just before half time was an absolute body blow, wasn't it? Because we had the better of the first half. I think we was really unlucky in hitting the post, unlucky with a shot from Cash. I think Rodgers had another one. And I think we did carve out some half-decent chances. So I think to concede the way we did, I mean, we got away with one with the Ekatike header, but to concede that one with such a basic mistake was a real, just gutted. I was absolutely devastated.
But moving on, I wonder how Alabi's getting on. Now he's been in the building about 2, 3, 4 weeks. I wonder if he's finding any little nuggets for us.
Well,
obviously January's coming around.
It's not that far away, is it? I mean, I've already started sneaking it into the little chats now, saying about a striker in January. But I think this window, I mean, we all know the financial constraints, but I think we did have a bit of a hint the other day, actually. I don't know where I heard this. Somebody saying that that we could potentially be doing what we did last January and bringing in 1 or 2 real good players, maybe.
And I think they'll have the names lined up already.
Oh, 100%.
Because Villa has switched on.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean that'll be on the case already.
Yeah, 100%.
Unai, Vidigani, and Alabi, whatever he's up to, we'll be fine because we do need a striker.
Yeah,
Watkins. I like Ollie, but he's not doing it. And his body language isn't good at the moment.
No.
Do you think?
No, I think he's just finding it a bit of a slog at the moment. And it's difficult when you're playing that lone role and when it's not going your way, you tending to do a lot of running for no joy in the game. And he just needs a goal, doesn't he, mate? He needs a goal, a good performance.
Yeah.
I think I would start him again on Thursday. I don't think they are hugely brilliant. So I think it's an opportunity at home that he could maybe get 1 or 2 and maybe kickstart his season. 2 home games.
He needs to, yeah. I mean, talking about Thursday, there's a lot of people in the chat talking about the game. Now I'm hearing there's going to be a big protest around about 6 o'clock-ish. I'm going to the game.
Yeah, and me.
I mean, you've got connections, Justin. I reckon you should be onto Villa and saying, open the gates early this week. Let everybody in early rather than wait until 6:30 if the protest is going to be at 6:00.
Yeah, well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because this is a minefield of so many different issues. Obviously, you know, you got the religious issue, you got the conflict issue, you've got. I'd just rather it not have happened, to be honest. I'd rather not have drawn them, but we have, so we've got to play it. And you know, I sort of went on record saying I think we should call the game off, but then I think with hindsight that you can't do that. You can't let, you know, people win with these things. I think we've got to play it, and we've got to. I think
I think they should have been allowed to travel. I think they should have been allowed to travel under police escort.
Yeah, yeah, safety. Yeah, again, I don't want to get into the political nature of it because I think it's, like I say, it's a real powder keg situation, and whatever side you sort of say, you're going to fall foul of somebody. I just want everybody to get in the ground safely. I want everybody to get out the ground safely. I want there to be no issues. I want it to stay away from football. I want to have a lovely evening. I want Villa to win and then go home. But my best guess at the moment is that that it will be heavily policed, even without no away fans, because I have heard, like you have, one or two protests here and there. My best advice for any Villa fans would be stay away from any protest, stay away from any trouble if there is any. Get yourself in safely, get yourself out safely, look out for your friends, look out for your family, and report anything you see, I think. And you know, as a fan base, we've just got to make sure if anything does happen, that it's not exacerbated or, you know, turned into something much bigger. I mean, we saw the incidents last year with, I can't remember the team that came and they weren't allowed in, and it all semi-kicked off in the car park opposite Villa. And it's just really sad to see, isn't it? But I mean, this is a whole different ball game, this one. So hopefully, somebody just says 700 police called in for the game. So it's going to be massively heavily policed. We know that. And I think that protests, if they are happening, I presume they have to report them to the police beforehand. I think. I don't know that for sure, but you know, I know some people are very, very high up at the club, and they are keeping a real close eye on everything that's happening, and their interest will be our interest in making sure that every fan that's going gets in safely, gets out safely, and we all get home without any issues. There's a lot of tickets left. I looked yesterday, so it's not going to be sold out by a long stretch. I think it has put quite a few people off, unfortunately. And it's everybody's prerogative, you know. My friend's not going. He's got 2 young kids. He travels down from Leeds. And even with no away fans, he messaged me, and he I don't think he's going to go. So it's a shame because they're missing out now, and he's already paid for the ticket. So it's one of them. As I say, I just hopefully it goes off without any problems.
Yeah. Now, on about Youri Tielemans,
yes,
I think he needs to come straight back in the team.
Really?
Because we're not creating anything. Yeah. We're not creating any chances. So he needs to come straight back in. As much as I love our midfield, I love Onana. I think he's going to be a real player for us.
Yeah.
But he's not really creating anything for any of the other forwards, is he?
No, again, I sort of looked at the chances creation and things like that, and we're not creating a lot of chances, and the chances we are creating aren't good. What I mean by that is XG is calculated on the quality of the chances, and we have got I think it's the 3rd lowest XG in the first 10 games of the season, which means I think there's only Burnley and Wolves that have created less chances than us this season. So it's no surprise in a way that Ollie Watkins isn't banging goals in, because we haven't got that quality of chance, and the chances we are creating are poor chances. So they're all from outside the box. So basically, the higher the XG, the closer. I've been trying to look into it today, because I haven't in fact, I'm going on holiday in a couple of weeks, and I bought 2 books on XG. So I'm going to go over and read them and try and get my head around it, because it's so complicated. But what I understand is the higher the XG, the better the chances you create. So the highest XG chance you can get is a penalty because you're, whatever you are, 12 yards out with no defenders and you've just got a clear shot on goal. And then if you're hitting a shot from 40 yards out with everybody in front of you, it's a really low XG. And a lot of our chances are coming from long shots. And we're happening to score a few, like Matty Cash has scored 2, hasn't he? So that's why our XG is quite low, yet we are still scoring. We are outperforming our XG. So 0.77 means 0.77 goals per game, which we are scoring more than. I don't know whether any of that makes any sense.
I don't think we've ever scored so many goals outside the box than this
is what
season.
I mean. We're not creating chances inside the box. We're not creating good chances, which is where Ollie needs to be. But when he is getting chances, he's missing them. And unfortunately, that's what gets highlighted, isn't it? That's what people remember.
Yeah. And as far as Guessand's concerned, as soon as we sign a player and they're holding up the shirt, I'm straight on YouTube and I'm checking out their best bits.
Yeah.
And I've not seen anything, Guessand, his best bits, what I've seen on YouTube.
No, only
the defensive side of it.
Yeah, he's been really good defensively, but unfortunately, we didn't buy him for that, did we? We bought him to be, an attacking outlet, and he just hasn't done it. I mean, the XG map the other day was, have you seen it? Have you? It's pretty.
No.
I'll try and find it.
I don't like XG. It's not my favourite thing, XG.
No, sorry, it wasn't XG. It was his touch map. Is it? I think.
Oh yeah, he only had about 4 or 5 touches.
Yeah,
yes, I saw that
in the game. It was. I don't know. Well, I'll bring it up here. So, what do you think about the Elliott thing? What would your gut instinct be on Elliott?
Well, I'd be giving him a chance. If Guessand's not doing it, I'd be giving Elliott a chance because he's a Premier League footballer.
Yeah, he's got the history, hasn't he? This is what I'm struggling to sort of get my head around. He's got that. He's got that track record, and he's played in the Premier League for a long time. Started at Bournemouth. No, started at Fulham. Sorry. I don't know. Do you believe any of this about? That there could be this issue about him maybe not taking him up his the option on him, because obviously they're saying that so many games.
No, I don't. No,
he can't be, can it? Surely.
No. I just think Emery. You know how methodical he is in his planning.
Yeah.
He just wants to make sure Elliott's right in the system. As soon as he feels he's right. And obviously, he thinks he's a number 10, doesn't he?
But this is what I can't get my head around. Why is Guessand given that opportunity to settle in?
Well, exactly. I mean, Guessand isn't doing it. Obviously, Elliott can't do it defensively, so you might lose out there. We might start conceding more goals. But as we've just said, we need to score goals. Because their defence is pretty good this season.
It has been really good, yeah. That's been one, considering it was poorer last season. I don't know if you can see the screen. That's Evan Guessand's successful passes against Liverpool.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen, yeah.
That's it. That was his successful passes.
Yeah.
And these were his. So he had 5. He passed the ball 5 times in his time on the pitch, and he gave it away 4 of them. And this is what made me think: is surely. You could play Elliott out there, can't you?
Yeah, but he could, but he won't, because Guessand's had quite a lot of games since he's been there. I don't know how many games he's played, but he's played them a lot.
Yeah, he started loads of games as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at this, and this is what we're talking about with Ollie Watkins, that's Ollie Watkins' successful passes. So that's where he picked the ball up and successfully passed the ball. So if he put his unsuccessful passes in as well, he's not getting in the box, is he?
Yeah.
That's the whole game. So he never touched the ball inside the box the whole game. Is it any wonder we're not creating chances?
Exactly. I mean, moving on to a striker in January.
Yeah.
I would love it. Ivan Toney, or we wouldn't never get him, Mateta. I would love Mateta. That guy scores goals.
Yeah.
He's a brilliant hold-up player. We never get them, but I would love any of those two.
I think the problem with Mateta is his cost. I think he's gone to a level now which would be almost impossible for us to do that deal. I would think.
Yeah.
Do you want to have a go at the quiz, mate?
Yeah, I'll have a go.
Come on then. So you've had 140 games, 4 goals, and he was a defender.
Okay. I reckon, because I'm old enough, I reckon it might be Leighton Phillips.
It might be Leighton Phillips. Now, you're, with the greatest respect, Steve, you're old enough to remember Leighton Phillips.
Yeah.
He's only gone and done it. He's only gone and done it. Leighton Phillips, correct. 140 games, 4 goals, defender. Captain was the next clue. He did captain us for a while. He played for...
I can't remember him being captain.
Yep, for a while he did, yep. Played for Cardiff and Swansea as well. And he was born in 1949. Leighton Phillips. So it looks like this book is winging its way to you, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you what I want to do.
Oh.
I want to donate it.
Okay.
I want to donate it to our lovely PA, Ange.
Ange Laflange has got a gift from Stephen. That's very kind of you, mate.
Well, I won a book, if you remember.
Yes.
I won the book recently, so I think it's only fair that I give this one away.
That's
so
very kind
I'll give
of
it
you.
to our PA for all the hard work she does.
That's lovely, yes. Thank you very, very much. Rob also said he's not the only one old enough to remember Leighton Phillips. He said he was... Hold on a minute, where's that gone? And he remembers him as captain as well. There you go. Okay, Ange just said, that's so lovely. Thank you. Ange, can you send me your address, please? And I'll get this Ron Atkinson signed book, Nobody Remembers Second, out to you in the second class post tomorrow, because that's all I can afford. Right, thanks for phoning, Steve-O.
No worries, mate.
I'll speak to you again soon.
Okay, see you, Justin.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
There you go. That's nice of him, isn't it? Right, we have another one of these. Right, in the comments, can you guess which Aston Villa footballer this is? Come on, who can get this first? Who can get this first? Right, I think this will have to be the last caller. Let's see if we can... Hold on a minute. Hello.
Hello, Justin. It's Lewis.
How you doing, Lewis?
Not too bad. You all right?
Yes, very good, thank you. Let me just sort this out because somebody's got it. Dave Bond, correct. I mean, you haven't spelt it right, but it is correct. You got it. Andreas Weimann, who started with Villa, went 2 loans with Watford, Derby, loan with Wolves, Bristol City, loan with Albion, Blackburn again, and he's now currently playing with my mate Johnny Eustace at Derby County again. Right. How are you? You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. You?
Yes, I'm all right. Thanks, mate. Who's your vote for our what's he called again? I keep forgetting what it's bloody called. Our Mount Rushmore of Aston Villa.
McGregor.
William McGregor and William McGregor. Start collating the scores as well because we need to wrap this up in a bit. So, okay, mate. What do you want to talk about, mate? Which I mean, there's a few topics here, so you can pile in with anything you want.
I'm gonna say the Ollie Watkins conundrum.
Yeah, I thought it would be. Everybody's go on. Where do you stand? What do we do with Ollie? How do we get him going again?
Excuse me. I think it's. Oh Christ! Sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
That's right.
Tielemans.
What, this is an interesting one. Just while you're having a think, what about a loan for Delap? That's not a bad shout. I'm not sure Chelsea would let him go, but he's fit again now and he's not getting many minutes. That could be a nice idea.
I'm hearing that Joe Pedro is playing with an injury, so I reckon he'll be back in the squad soon.
Okay. Who's the lad that
But,
went to Italy from Brighton, the forward? Evan Ferguson. I liked him as well. I wonder if we maybe
he went to Roma, didn't he?
Was it Roma? I wonder if he's getting many mitts over there. That might not be a bad shout. Sorry, yes. What was you saying? Youri. You mentioned Youri. Yeah.
I think the two are interlinked. I see a lot of goals coming from through balls from Youri Tielemans, and Ollie can either run onto it. I know he's got a bit of a tendency to miss the one-on-ones, but at least he's getting into goal-scoring chances, or getting into the position where he can at least, pop a shot off. I've not seen him do any of that in the last 10 games, and I think Youri Tielemans not being in the squad is a huge part to play on that.
It's not a bad shout, to be fair, because Tielemans obviously played, tons and tons of games last season. So, yeah, maybe we are lacking that little bit more of a playmaker in the middle because, I mean, Buendia's done well, but I think that having that extra player of his quality in that position definitely doesn't hurt us, does it? And I think obviously he can do the dirty side of the game as well. He loves to get a tackle in, and his ball retention is really good. And he can pick a long pass, short pass. He can also drive forward. He can play in the 8 and the 10. Do you know what I'm thinking as well? And he's done it a couple of 3 times now. He's brought Ross Barkley on in the 10. So I'm wondering whether he's sort of edging to maybe start Barkley in a more attacking role as well.
Like you said, I watched one of your prior videos, and you said that he was like that prime. He was looking like he was going to be that young Gaza,
mate,
in his early Everton days.
If you haven't watched Barkley when he first broke through at Everton, go and watch some YouTube videos of Ross Barkley, because he's reinvented himself with that Luton season as like a number 6, and he does play the role really, really well, to be fair. But in his heyday, when he first broke into Everton and then England recognition, he was a Gaza type. He would drive at people, take people on. Incredibly skillful player. So I don't know. I feel like he's trying to shoehorn him into a more attacking role.
I think with the new Montes replacement, I think we'll be scouring Europe again. I think it's going to be looking like Spain and things like that. So I reckon we'll be looking in like the bargain basement for a cheaper striker that we can, obviously build up.
I think a loan deal. I think there's maybe could be a shout for a loan deal. Somebody's mentioned Tammy Abraham. I don't know whether is he scoring goals. Is he injured? He's been injured for a while, hasn't he, Tammy? I'm sure he was injured.
I think he had a serious,
doesn't he?
I think he moved to AC Milan.
Oh, did he? Christ, that shows.
I think so. Yeah, I think he's at AC Milan now.
Tammy Abraham is currently at Besiktas. Bloody hell!
Oh, I thought he's gone the other way. Then maybe bringing Tammy back.
Yes, it was Roma. Then he went on loan to AC Milan last season, and then he's now on loan at Besiktas. He scored 4 in 11 for Besiktas. I mean, he's only 28.
Well, we can always see if we could move for Duran again.
Yeah, somebody's saying Elvin Toney. There is players out there. There is some players out there, but I do agree with you. I think the new sort of director of football will probably throw in some different types of names now. So it'll be interesting to see what we do in January. But I mean, looking at the defensive side of things, looks really solid this season. So I don't see an issue there. I don't think we need to do anything there. We've got tons and tons of midfielders. I think if we can get Elliott on the pitch and in some kind of form, then I think the 3 in behind Watkins seems to be okay. Sancho looks like he's starting to maybe show a bit of form. So it is really that centre forward, isn't it?
Here's one for you though.
Go on.
Do you think we'll be looking to move Emmy on in the January transfer window?
Martinez,
moving him on sooner. Yeah, Martinez.
I'd be surprised if we let him go in January unless we get a big bid for him, because I think that was the issue in the summer. I think we wanted a decent amount for him, and United just didn't come up with the money. No, my gut instinct would say no. I think he sees the season out and then probably looks to move in the summer. And I think we'd look to bring in a first choice in the summer and retain Bizzo as number 2, because for how good Bizzo's been, unfortunately, he's not a long-term number 1 for us simply because of his age. He's just too old. But he could definitely do a job as a number 2 for maybe 2 or 3 seasons. But I think Emmy sees the season out and then probably summer we look to maybe do a deal for a first choice keeper, I think.
That's it. But no, and on the Elliott situation,
yeah,
I'm starting to move into the camp of Emery just doesn't fancy him, doesn't want to give him the 10 games, and that, well, we ain't got to trigger the £30 million. I'm edging that way now. It doesn't make sense.
But why sign him then? Why put that? Why if look, I'm not saying you're not right, but I find it hard to believe that's true simply because they wouldn't have put that clause in if they really wasn't sure. Now, they wouldn't have signed him unless they were sure. And if there was any doubt whatsoever about him long term, they certainly wouldn't put a deal in saying if he plays 10 games, we sign him permanently. I just don't, because that would have meant they A, fancied him, B, essentially we're going to make the deal permanent, whatever, because 10 games is nothing out of a potentially 50 game season. So you've only got to play 1/5 of the games, which you would think he would. So you're basically saying within 3 or 4 weeks of the season, they've watched him in training and said he's absolutely terrible. There's no way he's going to play for us. I just
but to counteract that point, we had such a terrible summer, and it was a last-minute deal just to get over the line, which fortunately may even cost March's job. You don't think he's panicked?
I don't see Villa panic buying anyone. I just don't. I don't think Emery. I mean, Vidagani said that on that interview with Daz Hale. He said Emery gets final say, and we all know how deeply he thinks about the game. And I just don't see any way he signs him without fancying him. I
hope it does work with Elliott, because I think he's a quality player. I really hope it does work, but I just don't, like you, I just don't get it.
The only way it's gone this badly wrong is if they've had a huge bust up, and I'm not saying for a second this has happened, but the only way this has gone so badly wrong so quickly, if this is the case that they don't want to sign him, is they've had a huge bust up, or his agent said, or he's just basically said to Emery, I don't like it at Villa. I don't think I'm going to settle here. I really don't see a long-term future here. Maybe it's coming from Elliott's side. He just doesn't, he's come down. I mean, we saw this, I know, a long time ago with David Unsworth. Signed for Villa, and then within a few days decided, I don't like it here. So maybe it's Elliott.
Wasn't his wife as well?
Yeah,
doesn't like Birmingham.
Didn't know where Birmingham was. Fantastic. But yeah, I mean, nobody's thinking it from this way. Maybe Elliott's turned around to him and said, I just don't want Villa. It's not the right club for me. So, what do we do?
If that's the case, fair enough.
Yeah, but how do we get out of this deal? Maybe he's gone to his agent and said, I just don't fancy it here. This isn't for me. And they've had to go to Emery and say, look, he doesn't want to stay at Villa. You under no circumstances can he play 10 games, because it has to be made permanent. So by hook or by crook, let's get through to January and we'll cancel the deal. I don't know. Maybe that's the case. I'm just speculating, really. Don't know anything at all.
Unless it's just a case of he's not really in tune with Unai's plans and tactics yet, and it's just taking a little bit longer. But then you're going back to what is Guessand getting into the squad? And like you said, one successful pass in the Liverpool game. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's poor. I just don't know. Maybe when Emery came out and said, that he's a 10 and he's not attuned into what we're doing yet. Maybe Elliott went back home and said, I don't know what else I can do here. I've tried my best. I've done what I needed to do in training. I'm listening to everything he's telling me. I'm not getting a sniff. So maybe they've come together and they've had a grown-up conversation. They both decided it wasn't it's not right for either of them, and they don't want to come out and say it. But it'll, by January we'll know if he continues to be left out of the squad over the next, I'm going to say, month. I think that it's looking. You'd have to say it's looking more and more likely that he will just be cancelled the deal in January, and 30 million to Villa currently. 30 million is a lot of money, and maybe the new guys come in and said, with that 30 million quid, I can get you him, and they've gone, oh Christ, maybe we should have waited. So who knows? But it'll all play out. It'll all play out where it plays out. And at some point, somebody will have the scoop on it, and we'll find out.
That's it.
Right, mate. Thanks for calling. Appreciate it as always. Have a lovely week.
Lovely. Cheers, Justin.
All right,
take it easy, mate.
All the best, son. Okay, that's it for tonight on the phone, everybody. Thank you all once again for phoning in. Couple of things to finish off with. I've got one more of these. So this is a tough one. In the chat, can anyone get this one? Barnsley, Forest, Swindon loan, then to the Villa. Sheffield United, Everton, Charlton, Blues, and Portsmouth. Anybody guess this one? Tough one, this one. Come on, let's see if somebody can get it. Ange, have we got a final vote, please, for our Rushmore of Villa? We've had one guess, Kevin Gage. It's not Kevin Gage. Wassell or Warsaw? No, not Warsaw. Not Gage. Come on. Ange, how are we doing on the vote? We must have a standout here. Hopefully it's a good one. William McGregor. I am chuffed to bits with William McGregor. So our first inductee to our Mount Rushmore of Aston Villa is Sir William McGregor. I think that's a very, very good addition. McGregor. Let's write this down so I don't forget it next week. Anybody get it? George Ramsey. Well, we've got three more, Dave. So we've got another three more to go. So I think, if I'm honest, McGregor had to be on. So I'm pleased he's gone out the way. I think he was the obvious one. Because the rest, if you pick a manager, there's lots of really good managers. Obviously, the amount of good players we got. I know the four I would go for, but I won't give any more away yet. Give us a clue. A defender, a left-footed defender. There you go. There's your clue. So I'm going to write down here the other three people I think will get voted. And then I'll see if we're close next week. Anybody get it? Can anybody get it before we go? We'll do it till 10 past. We've got another just over a minute and a half. Bloody hell, James, where have you been? We're just about to knock it on the head, kid. Can anyone get it? Anyone get it? Last chance. Noel Blake. No. James, where you been? Julie, I didn't get that. Is it your birthday, Julie? Majulie. Can somebody confirm whether it's Chrissy Price? No. Marlon Harewood? Nope. Left-footed defender. Late home from work. You need to get a new job, James. You got 1 minute left, and then I'll tell you who it is. Any predictions for Thursday night? Score predictions for Thursday, if you want to throw a few of them in. No. So why is everyone wishing you happy birthday, Julie? What's going on? What have I missed? Oh, Tony, you can't look on bloody Google. That's cheating. No, left-footed central defender. Rob said 3-0 to Villa. Like it. Bloody hell, David. 2-1 loss. Montjoy. Who's Montjoy? Dave, you're not. Have you been drinking, Dave? We've had Mountjoy. Are you saying Mountfield? Birthday wishes to, yeah. Right. Anybody? Last chance. 10 seconds left. 2-1 Villa. Like it. Derek Mountfield. No. Left-footed. Okay. Time is up. Oh, I've got you on this one. Ready? Carl. There's another clue. Carl. Anybody want to get it off that clue? Carl. Anybody? Got a few seconds. First name, Carl. We haven't had many Carls play for Villa. Black Country Villain said 3-1. A lot of people saying the win. Yes, JMO! Carl Tyler. We have it. It's too late, though, because you didn't get it, because I gave it away practically. Okay, folks, thank you very much for once again spending the evening with me. You know I appreciate you all very, 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 very much. We've got our first inductee into the Mount Rushmore, which is William McGregor. 3 more to go, then I'll ask AI to knock it up for me. Dropping everything on the floor now as well. Yes, thanks everyone for spending a bit of time with me this evening, and I will see you all next week, which will be the last phone-in for a couple of weeks, because I am off on my hollybobs at last. I've waited all year to go away with Mrs. H, and we finally booked somewhere. So we'll be having a couple of weeks off the phone-in. So next week will be the last phone-in for a couple of weeks. And I will see you all next Monday, hopefully back to winning ways next week. Thanks, Flange, for your help. Tony, thanks very much, mate. James has had 2 minutes. Yes, I echo Julie's sentiments here. Stay safe, everybody, on Thursday. Just have a good night. Stay away from any trouble. It's easier said than done, innit? But just stay away. Dave, thanks for your input as always. Yes, Flange, don't forget to email me with your address. Dave, all the best. Another fab show. Thanks, Paul. Yes, Scott, I agree with you. Black Country Villain, I hope you're doing all right, my friend. Okay, that's it. I'm going to get off, and I'll speak to you all soon. Up the Villa.